Okay, so you're Italian.
I am.
So,
Speaking of eating, I
yes.
am Italian.
So I guess you can relate to this kind of like whole family thing, that how
Yeah,
important family
you
is.
know what? I think everybody kind of can relate to it. You know, whether you're German, Armenian, Italian, Greek, I think everybody has some sort of sense of home and sense of family. And no matter how big the family is, it's you always have that loud, obnoxious relative of some sort that speaks their mind, or you have one that's always trying to feed you to death. Or you have the one guy like my character Angelo who always kind of anytime you had you wanted a brand new flat screen TV or a box of steaks or a limo, hey, I got you, don't worry, we'll take care of it, and no questions asked. Well, how'd you get it? Don't worry about how I got it, I just got that kind of thing.
So do you think that women are more into getting married than men are in general?
You know what? I think both sometimes. The old fashioned kind of thing was, I think, more women back in the day. But I think there's a lot, it's funny because there's a lot of men out there that I know that would love now to get married and kind of, some roles are switching for people, I think. More of the women are out there working in the workforce. And there's a bunch of stay at home dads out there.
Are
Hell,
they?
I'd love to be a stay at home dad, That'd
Oh,
be
you would like
awesome.
to do that?
Heck yeah. I mean, I've done it. There's times that, my wife has gone on vacation or something like that with her friends or gone somewhere. And I've had the kids. I've held down the fort and had to do what I had to do. I have two kids. So, yeah.
So you never dreamt about your own wedding, or did you do that?
I did. No, I did. I actually
Oh.
did. Yeah, the very first, just in general, I always wanted to get married and have kids and everything else. And I always wanted to have the big wedding. And I got a chance to do that, which was great, It was like a big carnival. It started at 4 p.m. and didn't end until 4 a.m. actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And you've been married for a long time,
Yeah.
which I think is difficult in this industry and
Yeah, it was-
in the music industry.
Of
And
course.
the whole...
Dated 10, married for 10.
That's
Crazy.
amazing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. But it's tough. Everybody goes through ups and downs and trials and tribulations, and just like anything, especially with the film, you see what happens like when you end up having kids. Not that you forget things, but you're busy in your day-to-day basis, and you never get a chance to reacquaint your relationship with your spouse, and it's kind of hard sometimes. You actually literally are penciling things in, where back in the day things were carefree, and you're like, oh, what do you want to do? I don't know. I got to go work, but we'll see you later on tonight. But now it's, I got to go to work. I got to drop off the kids. I got to pick up the kids. I got to make their lunch. I got to do this. I got to make sure their homework is done. I got to make sure they're bathed and showered and everything. So it's like this whole other pile that you have on, and it's trying to reacquaint and I guess maybe bring back what you guys had from the beginning. Which was that love for each other and that spark.
And I guess now you have two daughters?
Yep.
And they're...
15, turning 15 this week, and 6.
Okay, so the 15-year-old is
Yeah.
probably at an age now where she's embarrassed by her parents, I'm assuming, or not?
At times, dad sometimes can be cool when he has the right hookups and takes her to a concert or something like that. That's the perks of being a celebrity and doing stuff. But there are times that, I'll drop her off at school and I'll roll down the window and scream, like, Daddy loves you! He loves you! And they're like, Dad, stop. I'm like, no, but I love you! Kisses! And she's like, no, goodbye. I'm like, okay. So I bust chops, yeah.
So do you ever do like some NSYNC moves in front of the mirror?
Not necessarily. It's really cute though, because there was a few times that she was taking a hip hop class that she was showing me different dance routines and stuff that she was doing, which was cool. It's something that she wanted to show me, and it was once in a while I'm like, hey, Brianna, you want to see what I did in the video? You know what I did? She's like, no, Dad. I'm like, okay.
So you remember the moves still?
Barely. I do. The bye is pretty much as far as I go at the moment. I'd have to get a refresher course, definitely.
Are you trying to forget them?
I'm not trying to forget them. No, I mean, I know where I came from, and I know, that's how it all started for me, and I'm never ashamed of it. Never have been, never will be, I don't think. I mean, it was a great time of my life. That was my college years, per se. I never went to college. So, coming out of high school, literally, at 17 years old, jumping and joining into a group, and then touring the world, it's not too shabby. You grow up very quickly, though. You kind of do, but thank God I did have at least a younger childhood growing up in Brooklyn, New York, and then moving to Orlando, Florida for quite some time until literally right after I graduated high school.
But that's a crazy lifestyle to have at so young.
100% it is. And I think it was great that we had a good team that kept us kind of our feet on the ground and didn't get a high, snobby or kind of head up in the clouds and kind of was like that, because it's like, for me, I think some people, especially with a lot of groups, when somebody goes out or everybody kind of does their own thing, some people can't find themselves or who they are after that because they have their own identity with the group, but they didn't have an individual identity. And I think what was interesting is I actually did Dancing with the Stars here in the States, and it was such a while ago, but people actually saw my personality. and they saw me for who I was and not just a group. So that's why I started hosting shows and started doing all that stuff. They're like, oh, this guy can do this, and we didn't know he could act, that kind of thing, you know. So it was interesting to see the transition of people, of how people, instead of being just from NSYNC, it's, oh, you were in my Big Fat Greek Wedding, or I loved you, you know, in Hannah Montana, or I loved you when you were in the movie The Cooler. So it's kind of a cool thing to kind of see where it transitions. It's not just, hey, you're the guy in that band. You
So
know?
what do people say now when they see you?
Everything. You know, I've had one time where a family, it was literally the grandmother was like, oh my God, I loved you on Dance with the Stars. The mom was like, hey, I loved you in NSYNC. And the daughter was like, hey, I've seen you on, you know, Imagination Movers, which was a kids' TV show. So it's kind of those things. And it's nice that I'm able to do the things that I can do, be very versatile, and not suck at it, which is great. You know, not that I say I'm an amazing actor, oh my God, I'm so perfect in dancing and singing, but at least I've learned some of the craft to be able to enjoy it, have fun, and people seem to like that.
Do you ever get nostalgic looking back?
Of course. You know, you look back at some of the things that we did, like Super Bowl with Aerosmith, you know, and Mary J. Blige and Nelly and Britney, which was kind of a lot of fun. We did stuff with Celine Dion and who else did we do? I mean, it's a lot of different people. I'm trying to think now. I'm going blank. But, you know, it's always interesting to see that and sit back and be like, oh, I remember we did that. Or, you know, we performed with Tim McGraw. That was awesome. You know, those kind of things. And it was just great. It's a great feeling to be able to have accomplished so much at such a young age and be able to have a lot of time ahead of my life. You know, some people just start, as far as even acting careers, even some men start 30s and 40s. I'm just starting my career, you know, in that sense. So I hopefully can go for a long time.
So do you like more being on a stage or being in front of a camera, like getting...
I
acting?
like both. As far as being in front of a camera, I love the creativity behind it. As far as doing film or television, hosting is just fun because I can be myself and I can just talk to you and ask you. You know, I've done your side before, so I know the flip side of it as well, which is great. Because I did TV Guide Red Carpet for 2 years, and I did the Golden Globes, the Oscars, the Grammys, all on the red carpet doing this.
You can
know.
do everything.
I try. You know, so far, like I said, I haven't sucked yet, you know. And my first love was Broadway, so I did live stage. I love doing, you know,
wow.
shows. I did Rent and Little Shop of Horrors on Broadway, so it was a blast, and it's nice to be able to have that roundness, to be able to kind of dabble a little bit. Like I said, I'm not the greatest at everything. I'm pretty good at a lot of different things, but I still have a lot to learn.
Do you enjoy watching yourself in movies?
So, not really, because you critique yourself, definitely. Movies is one of the hardest ones, I think. Or it's like, damn, I could have did a better take, or there was a better take I know that we did, or oh, I remember that, and that, damn, that was hard. You know, it's weird. It's weird, especially, you know, it's weird. You don't know how to explain it, you know.